to this video where we're going to be looking at the custom exercise feature inside PT Distinction. We're going to be looking at some of the normal things you can do with it, such as making a custom exercise, but we're also going to look at just how far you can push this amazing feature, all the way through to creating LMS systems inside PT Distinction, having run through videos, and doing check-ins before and after workouts, plus much, much more. So stick around and we'll get stuck into the training. So hey there and welcome back. So like I've said already, in this training we're going to be looking at and exploring what we can actually do with custom exercises. Now at first glance it might sound pretty simple. It's a custom exercise. It's an exercise that maybe you're looking through the PT Distinction database and you can't find the exercise you're looking for, or maybe you want to do something in a more specific way. So you can create your own custom exercise that you can then include with your clients. So let's just talk a little bit about the basic side of this that I've just mentioned there. A custom exercise is exactly just that. It is an exercise that you can create inside the system. Now, when you create this exercise, it's purely just for your database. It won't be shared with anybody else. It'll only be what you can use inside your PT Distinction account with your clients. Now, you can add custom exercises in a number of different ways. One is using the library up at the top, which we'll look at in a second. And the other one is actually doing it on the fly as you're actually building out a workout. I want to start with that way of doing it, actually building out a workout first. So I'm going to go into a client's account. Now, of course, you can do this inside a group as well if you want to do it inside a group. But we're going to use a client account for this example. So I'm going to go into setup, and inside here we're going to have our workout program. So I'm going to go and open this up and go into the editor. So inside the editor here, I'm going to go to where it mentions add exercise. And I'm going to type in an exercise I want to use here. So I'm going to go for test. Now, as you can see here, that doesn't exist inside the PT Distinction database. That means we get this option here to add test as a custom exercise. If I click on here, it's going to drop it straight in. Now I can just carry on what I'm doing and I can come back to that exercise later and fill in all the details, such as whatever tracking metrics I want to add in, the description, the videos, any images or anything like that I want to include. Or what I can do is actually add that detail now if I do have it. Now, if I do have that information I want to put in, I can just click the Add Now button and it opens up the exercise editor. Up at the top here, you have your name and you have an opportunity here to change that name if you want to. You then have your categories. So this allows you to organize it into different categories to organize your custom exercises. Now, if you can't find a category inside here, you can create your own by clicking this box and just typing in the name of the category, and then clicking Add. Once you've chosen your category, you've then got your video. Inside here, you can upload any video file up to maximum of 1 gigabyte. The way to do that is simply just drag and drop it into this box and it will upload. Or what you can do is click here and it'll allow you to pull it up directly from your files on your computer or your device. Now, you can also do this on a phone as well. You don't just have to do this on a desktop. This can be done on a mobile device too. Now, you can also include links to YouTube and to Vimeo. Just bear in mind the maximum video length for YouTube and Vimeo is 30 minutes. Below this, we then have some boxes for your images. Now, these images appear on the printout. So if you print out a workout for your clients or your clients print out a workout, obviously they can't watch a video. It's these boxes here that allow you to put some images in to show the client how to complete that custom exercise. Now, to add an image into here, all you need to do is drag and drop it from your computer into this box and it will then appear. Below that, we have the notes section. This is normally where you'd put your description for that exercise. So you can put as much detail or as little detail as you like in here. Below that, we have the results and charting metrics. Now, this is really, really important. Out of all the custom exercises we see people build out, this is the thing that most people forget to do. If you forget to do this at this point, you'll have to go back in and update it for each individual exercise. So what I recommend you do here is just click the Add button. And then what you can do is put in any kind of metrics you want to track. So that might be the number of reps. It might be the weight that they're using, the resistance, the color of the band. In fact, it can be absolutely anything you want to put in there. We're going to explore just how far you can take this tracking metrics a little bit later on in this video. But it's really important that whatever exercise you're putting together, that you do put in whatever information you want to track. If you don't add anything into here, the only thing that will come up for the client is a notes section to add some notes about that particular exercise, and you won't be able to track any data over time. So it's really important that you do put at least the basics in there, such as the weight or resistance or the reps that you want the client to do. There's also an option as well to add in last. So if you do have lots of data, lots of exercises that you burden up with lots of data, then you can just add in the last metrics that you put in from the last exercise you put together. Once you've done that and you put all the information inside here, you can then click save, and then that custom exercise will then be saved in the database. So I'm just going to go and save that now. And that's going to be saved into the database. At that point, you can then go and continue building out your workout in here. Now you can also go to browse exercises here and click the add custom exercise at the top as well. And it takes you into exactly the same area where you can add any extra details that you want to and just put it in just like we did before. So that's one way to build out your custom exercises. Now, all those custom exercises that you create inside here will live up in the library in your PT Distinction account. You can find them by going to the exercise section here. Now, once you're inside this exercise section, you'll see all your exercises here. You'll also have PTD exercises. This shows you the entire database of PT Distinction exercises that are already built into the software. You then have your community. This is any shared exercises. So, for example, if you signed up to the PT Ninja 101 course, or use our Done For You service, or maybe sign up to the online personal training certification, you'll have access to the PT Ninja white label library, and all the extra workouts will be found and exercises will be found inside here in the community area. We then have the My Exercise section, and this is where all your custom exercises will be. And you can see down here we have our latest custom exercise that's been set up, our test one. Now we can click on this and allow us to go and view that exercise. You can see we have no video in there at the moment or any notes, but we do have our metrics in from what we set up earlier. You can delete it by hitting the three dots at the top. You can also share it with other people, whether that's other members of PT Distinction or whether that is with your team if you have a team of trainers working for you. You can also edit this by clicking the edit button here. And you can make any changes you like in this particular section. Now, just bear in mind, if you do change anything inside here, this will update across all clients inside your PT Distinction. So anyone you've used this exercise with across any programs, templates, groups, or anything like that, if you make an update in here, it will make an update for them automatically. It will disseminate across the whole of your client base and groups and programs and so on. Now, you can also hit the three dots down here as well and edit it directly from here too. And you can also delete it. Now, just bear in mind, when you delete something here, a little note will pop up asking if you're sure you want to delete this exercise. But bear in mind, if you delete the exercise from here, it will not remove it from any client accounts that have already got it. So if you've got programs set up, whether that's templates in groups or a client's account, it will not delete that exercise if you delete it from here. If you want to delete it from there, you need to go and remove it from their account. But bear in mind, if you do remove it from their account, because it's deleted from this exercise database, you won't be able to add it back in at a future date. So just bear that in mind. Now, you can also add in custom exercises directly from here as well. So if you have a list of custom exercises you know you want to go and create, then you can just come straight into your library, go to exercises and click add. And inside here, you'll then bring up that editor once again for you to add in your custom exercise. Now, you may have noticed I have a number of different types of custom exercises on here, not the obvious ones that you think. You might be thinking, okay, maybe I'd have the likes of a bench press machine or something like that. The standard exercises that you'd expect to have inside any kind of account. And as I mentioned, that's quite the obvious way to do it. That's what mainly custom exercises are designed for, so you can add your own versions in. Now, I want to talk about the different ways you can use custom exercises inside PT Distinction. Now, I've got a few examples on here, and I'm going to work my way through each of these and just demonstrate how you can use them and how you can set some of these up yourself as well. So first of all, let's take a look at the top. This is AMRAP. So I'm going to click on here. Now, obviously, there's lots of different things you can do when it comes to doing workout protocols. And there's lots of different ways you can write stuff out. For example, you can easily write out an AMRAP inside the PT Distinction Builder. If you're not sure how to do that and you want to see different ways of actually writing up programs and different protocols inside a workout, head over into the community section up here and then go through to partners and then go on to PTD Ninja. And inside there, you'll actually find an example program that you can copy over that has lots of different types of workout protocols that you can look at. However, another way of doing these workout protocols is to do something like this, where we just have a simple video image we put inside here. And I'm going to show you how you can actually make these as well really, really quickly. As you can see, it's not really a video. This is just an image that I've turned into video. I'm going to demonstrate how to do this in a second. Then what I've done down here is added in this. I put complete as many rounds of the following in 10 minutes. So it shows you how long you want to do it for and exactly what the breakdown is inside here. Now, the advantage of doing it this way is, generally speaking, when you're doing things like AMRAP, you don't really need to go into too much detail about the actual exercises that they're doing. That's because if you're pushing someone like this when it's doing AMRAP, they should really have a good understanding about what that exercise is and how to perform it correctly. So by the time you've actually got to the point where you're offering workout protocols like this, that they're going to have a good understanding how to do it safely. So you don't really need to have lots of exercise videos. You just need to make it nice and simple so the client can look at it and go, this is what I need to do. And because of that, I find this a really good way of actually putting programs together like AMRAP by using this. I also might be thinking, well, this is the custom exercises. These notes are already created the way they are. Well, that's not entirely true, because there is a way you can actually copy these into a client's account, group, or template and edit this note section just for that client, just for that template, or just for that group. I'm going to show you that in just a second. You'll also see down here as well, I've actually included the how many rounds did you complete. So if I click the edit button on here, and come down here, you can see I've actually included that in. And one of the things I did mention earlier on is that, like, you can put in anything you want in here. If you click the add button, you can type in any type of tracking you want, and also any type of measurement you want to measure that in. And of course, you can add your own version of that measurement by typing it in the box here. And that's literally all I've done here. I've just put in number and put in how many rounds did you complete. So it's going to ask the client exactly how many rounds of this they completed. Now, if I wanted to go and use this inside a workout program, I can go and do that quite easily. I'm going to demonstrate that now and just show you how this would work in terms of AMRAP. So I'm going to go to my global search and I'm going to type in ASHB. And I'm going to go back to my client in here. I'm going to go and use this inside that workout program. So I'm going to go to setup. And inside my setup, I'm going to go into my workout, click edit, and open up my editor. Now, inside the editor, I'm just going to go and type in AMRAP into here. And once it comes up, I'm going to click on it, and that's going to add it in. So I mentioned you can change and edit things. So you're going to want to put some variables inside here. So you can literally just type in one set, or you can leave that blank. It's entirely up to you. Either way, if you leave it blank, it'll just leave you with one set, as you can see down here. You can see nothing changes with that number 4, or if I type that in or not. So it's up to you whether you want to put that in there. And you have things like reps, time, tempo, rest, and so on. Whether you want to use these or not is entirely up to you. You can use these to build an AMRAP, as I mentioned already, and I've got some examples of that if you want to check it out in the community area. Or what you can do is click on the 3 dots here and click exercise settings. If you click exercise settings, it allows you to edit the notes for that particular exercise for that particular client. And it won't affect anybody else. It won't affect the master one. You can also do this inside templates. So when you use a template in a client's account, it'll copy over that version of it. Likewise, you can also use it in groups as well. So in here, if you wanted to change the exercise being used, or maybe the repetitions that are being used, you can just change it just like so. Even the time, if you want to change the time to something else, you can do that. Then click save. When you click save, it'll only update it for that client. That's different from clicking this down here, which is the custom exercise. If you click customize the exercise, this will update it for everybody that has that exercise. So make sure you understand the difference between exercise settings and customize exercise. So we're going to make this change here in the exercise settings and hit save. And that's now only going to affect that particular client with that. And the same again for the group, and same again for the template if you do it in those sections inside your account. Once you've done it, you can hit save. And now that client has an AMRAP session ready to go. I'm now going to head back over to my library and back to the exercises. So let's go and take a look at some of the other options that are in here. I'm going to go back over to my exercises. So let's talk about this one here, the congrats session complete. So this can be used for a number of different things here. So if you don't want to schedule workouts, as you may or may not already know, inside PT Distinction, you can schedule workouts to remind the client to go and complete it. And of course, your clients can move this around to a date and time that suits them, but sometimes you might not want to actually schedule it. Now, if you don't want to schedule workouts for your clients, whenever they complete an exercise, that data is then recorded. And again, as you may not know already, or you may already know, the data for programs and workouts is not actually stored against the workout of the program, it's stored against the exercise inside PT Distinction. So that means what you can do is you can create an exercise like this that you can add at the end of that workout. And what they can do is they can complete this and they can rate that particular session. You can also do this with scheduled workouts as well if you want to, if you actually want the client to rate the session and see how they got on. So all I've done here is, again, create an image. And again, I'm going to show you how to go and do this in a second. All it is an image that I've turned into a video. Put your workout is complete and ask them to score and check in below. So down here, I've broken this down in the notes section, as you can see here, asking the client to check in, see if they complete the workout in full, and they can do that here with a yes and no. I've also asked them to score their workout out of 5. So 5 being it was an awesome workout, they felt really great, and 1 being it wasn't enjoyable, it wasn't too much fun, or whatever else you want to put. And again, you can score this however you want to. These post-workout check-ins like this It can be whatever you want them to be. And I really do like these post-workout check-ins because this is very similar to what you would do inside the gym. If you're working with a client inside the gym, you'd assess how they felt after the workout. You'd also assess how they feel before the workout. And again, I'm going to show you how to do that as well in just a few minutes' time. Now, there's also another option, as I mentioned already, on every custom exercise, a note section will always appear for them. So I've also included step 3 down here, so they can leave any feedback on that workout. So instead of just giving feedback on the exercise, they can actually give you feedback on the entire workout, and it's all kept in one place. This is particularly useful for when you're doing check-ins with your clients, because you can actually filter this down using the activity area in the dashboard and just see these particular outcomes here for this actual custom exercise. Like I mentioned, you can include anything else extra inside here as well. You can literally write in anything you want into the tracking metrics down there. So again, we can look at how we use this inside a session. So I'm going to go back to my client again. So I'm going to head back over here. I'm going to go back to Ashby, into my client's account, into my setup, back into this workout here, and I'm going to go and edit that workout. So now you can see I'm going to come down to the end of this session. We do have our extra one we've added in here. So I'm going to go and add this in. I'm going to go into my custom exercise. I'm going to go and type in congrats. There it is. Drop that in. That's now in my session. Again, I don't have to write anything in here if I don't want to. As you can see, it makes no difference to this number here at the end. And just hit save. And that's now been added in and ready to go. We'll head back over to our custom exercises. So another option you can do, as you can see down here, is a guided meditation. So I talked about how you can use PT Distinction as maybe an LMS, a learning management system. You can use it for all sorts of different things, but you can actually use custom exercises and programs to add in things other than exercise and workout related stuff into those programs. So for example, if you're doing maybe home workouts with clients, and part of that might be to include a meditation before or after that particular program or that workout, or maybe you just want to write out a meditation program for your clients. Instead of just having it as custom coaching items, you can actually include them as custom exercises. So in here, as you can see, we actually have a video that's been uploaded. This here is an audio, so the client can actually listen to that meditation inside the app quite easily. And this is particularly useful, again, inside the program area, because it kind of makes sense to be there. You can schedule things out for them. You can get them to track progress based on that meditation, as opposed to just uploading a video into the coaching area. All the client can do is check in to say yes or no. If you want to rate things like how well they think that meditation went or anything like that, or add notes on that particular meditation by using a custom exercise and putting it into a workout that you can then schedule for them, it means they can give feedback on that meditation to you, and you can track that over time. So down here, you can see we have that set up in here. We also have the notes section down here with information about how I want to rate it, and just ask them how they can rate that session. Of course, the notes section will always be there as well. Again, adding in anything you want to track. And that, again, can be included just the same way we've included these two things into a workout program for your clients. We can start off with meditation or finish off with meditation. On the same ilk as that one, as I mentioned, you can use this for training. So inside here, I've got another custom exercise that we set up. And this is something we actually use over at PTD Ninja when we're setting up stuff for people's accounts. We can give lessons to clients. You can give like a big onboarding video that takes them through everything they need to do. The problem is that's lots of information to absorb in one go. So what we like to do is try and encourage people to navigate around the app. And if they're going to look at how things work in certain areas, let them explore around and try and find out how to do things in that particular area. And what we've done here is we've created a custom exercise that we can include in the programs area. So when they first log in to the programs area, we can have a group set up, a program set up, and that shows them how to actually use it. And we've created a custom exercise here that has a video set up showing them exactly how to track their workouts, how to use them, how to find them, how to change the views, in fact, everything they need to know in this short video inside here. We've then even asked them to rate it, ask them how confident they are using the app. Again, this is particularly useful because your client can record it. So instead of just watching a video with no feedback on it, they can leave a note about how they felt about it. They can score how easy they think that's going to be and how well they can do it. And if they're scoring very low, you're going to get notified of that inside the dashboard. So you can follow up with the client before they've even started. It's going to really make your process much smoother and easier and have a much better experience for your clients. And again, this can be added in quite easily into a group. And I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to use a workout support group. And it's one of the white label library groups that we have over at PT Ninja and the online personal training certification. So inside here, if we go over to the setup and we're going to go into programs, you can see here a guide to your workouts. And if you click on that, you can see how I've used that custom exercise inside here. And I've actually just wrote in each of these down here when I've actually set this up. And when you write inside these, like I mentioned before and on other training videos, just because traditionally reps is numbers, you don't just have to put numbers inside there. You can write anything you like. So in here, as you can see, it's very simple and easy. A guide to your workouts. I'm going to click on it in the app. How to complete your workouts. Okay, cool. And even inside here, I put a little note on just to say to the client, like, this is literally where your workouts are going to be. Inside here, it's going to explain what sections are going to be. And then down here, it shows exactly how to use that workout area with a video and explain what each of these actually mean for the client. So you can start using custom exercises in lots of different ways, as you've seen already. We're going to head back over to the exercise section here. And I'm going to go back over to my exercises. So next up, we have our pre or you can have post-workout questionnaire. So we kind of got our post-workout questionnaire up here, which is the not complete session. Down here, we have the opposite end. This might go before that session. So again, we've done a little video, a little image at the back here. We've added some notes inside here explaining how we want them to do this. So before they even get into the workout, they can score how well they feel they're doing. So they can like how tired they're feeling, how awake they're feeling, all that kind of stuff, how prepared they are for that workout. And again, we can set up our metrics down here so they can actually score this before every single workout they do. Again, this gives you that same kind of data as what you would do when you're working in person with a client. Now, bear in mind, obviously, when you're working in person with a client, that you're obviously then you can tweak the workout to suit. You can't really do that online. So what you kind of need to do is slowly progress that workout, maybe a bit slower than what you might normally do from in person, but ask questions like this using these pre-workout questionnaires, and you can actually compare that to the workout. And that's going to give you some really good information. So the next time you actually go back and look at their workout programs, you can see how their results compare to how they felt and make the appropriate changes to their workout programs moving forward. And again, that can be added in the same way we added in our session complete up at the top. Now, another thing we get asked a lot, both at PTD Ninja and inside the PT Distinction Facebook group as well, is how do you add in more sport-specific workouts and exercises? So maybe things like swimming or running or cycling or anything like that. And of course, there is a run custom exercise you can put in there, but sometimes you might want to put in more detail in terms of what you actually track and also what you ask the client to go and do. So another example down here is this one. We've set up a swimming custom exercise. So again, made a little video image at the back here explaining what it is. So it's nice and clear for the client what they're going to do. They're going to go for a swimming session. Now, of course, I'm not going to take that app into the pool with them and start swimming, or, half the time I'm not going to have the app open when they're running or doing whatever else they're doing. So what you want to do is give them some information. This is going to work very similar to how the AMRAP session worked up at the top. So what we do down here is in the notes section, we put, please complete the following session. And you'll also notice as well, I've actually put in brackets, reps, time, and tempo. And that's because inside the app, whenever clients are recording information, generally speaking, there's a number of different things that we can use. So whenever we set a exercise into a program, we can fill in those little acute variables, and whatever information we put inside there then appears. So what this is going to do here is show you where this information can go inside the app for them when they go to record it, but also explain to the client what it means. So inside here, you can see reps we're going to use as distance, and we want to go 14K in this case. Time, we're going to set their target time, which is 1 hour. And their tempo is going to be their target pace, which is 5 kilometers per hour. That's basically what we've got set up for them. And then down here, we have whatever tracking metrics we want to put in, such as distance, pace, and time. So they're the things they actually did, the things they actually completed compared to the targets they got up here. And then what we can do is we can add that into our workout program for our client to go and do. And then they can then go and record this. Now, again, I'm just going to quickly show you how to do this. I'm going to go back over to my Ashby account. And inside this Ashby account, we're going to go and add this into our, again, setup into programs. I'm going to go and edit our workout program in here for our client. And I'm going to go and drop in, I'm going to do a completely new workout actually. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to add in a new workout at the top. And inside here, I'm going to type in swimming and add in that exercise. Now, once that's in there, I can actually go and set my sets and reps for that exercise in here for swimming. And I can go and drop in whatever I want to drop in before. So we talked about reps meaning distance. So I can actually put in 14 kilometers. So it's clear in here. And I can even type in distance. So remember how I said earlier that when it comes to inside here, you don't actually have to put numbers in. You can put in anything you want into this. So I'm actually just going to put distance in there. Time, I can even put in target time. So it's really clear for the client what you want to do. So target time, that's going to be 1 hour. And then down here, even the tempo, I can put in target pace. Inside here, type in whatever pace it's going to be. So kilometers per hour inside here. Now, it's only going to show up what I actually put inside here. So it's not going to show up anything in rest or intensity once I apply that for the client. So now if we actually go and switch back views inside here to go and have a look at this particular one we've set up, you can see the swimming one set up in here. And if we actually go and view the exercise settings in here, we can see that information is all set up for that particular client. And if you want to edit this for any client, just like we did with the AMRAP stuff earlier, you can just go and edit this text to suit. What all this does is add extra clarity for your clients. And the more clarity you can add in your online programs, the better it's going to be and the easier it's going to be for you, and a much smoother and probably better experience it is going to be for your clients too. So there are all the different ways, or some different ways you can use custom exercises inside PT Distinction. One thing I want to finish off with, though, is that you don't just have custom exercises inside here, you also have the PTD exercises that you can use too. And with these PTD exercises, you also have the option to edit them. So if you want to edit any of these, you can also click on these three dots here and click edit. So for example, if you did your own banded single leg shoulder press, you can film this yourself and upload it into it, make any changes to the notes in here, and also add any changes to the reps, resistance, or anything else you want to track. So you want to add extra tracking to exercises, you can do that. And likewise, you can change the notes inside here for all your clients. And just like we've done with the custom exercises as well, with standard PTD exercises, you can also go to the exercise settings inside a client's account, a group, or a template, and change that as well just for that client, group, or template. So you can add in your own extra coaching cues in here. That's even particularly useful when it comes to coaching your clients over time. So let's say you've done a squat with a client for one period to start off with, and then you bring the squat back in at a later date, but you want to add in some extra coaching cues based on the exercise technique videos that they've sent through. So you can just edit that exercise settings and just put in the coaching cues inside there based on their technique videos. And it'll only be there for that particular client. So lots of cool ways to use the exercise database in PTD and custom exercises. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed that training. You've got plenty out of it. It'll be cool if you can let me know inside the comments any other ways you can find of using custom exercises. There's literally endless possibilities, and it's always nice to hear what things you can come up with. That's it for me on this one. If you want to find out more about what we do over at PTD Ninja, please check out ptdninja.com. Or of course, you want to find out more about becoming a certified online personal trainer, head over to the onlinepersonaltrainingsertification.com. And I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.